Jared's heart sank as he glanced at his bank balance, $128.43. He had just paid rent, and his part-time job barely covered essentials. At 28, he felt stuck, weighed down by student loans, credit card debt, and the gnawing feeling that he was wasting his life. Growing up, Jared had always wanted to build something remarkable. He admired people like Elon Musk for their bold, ambitious ventures and the ability to take on risk. But every time he looked at his situation, he couldn't see a way out. It wasn't like he hadn't tried before. He dabbled in ideas here and there, but each one fizzled out, draining what little money he had. It left him more frustrated, more trapped. One night, Jared was scrolling mindlessly through social media, trying to forget his worries, when he stumbled upon an article that caught his attention: 5 businesses you can start with less than $100. The headline felt like a beacon, a glimmer of hope, so he clicked. One of the ideas intrigued him: a low-cost e-commerce store selling niche products. Jared thought about it for days. What if he could turn this into something that didn't fizzle out? What if he applied all he'd learned from his past failures? With his last $50, he bought a domain and some basic online store software. His first product was simple: a notebook with unique, motivational quotes on every page. He called it Inspired Pages. Jared had always loved quotes, often scribbling them down when he needed a boost. He figured others might feel the same. At first, he wasn't sure if it would sell, but he knew he had to try. The first week was brutal. He was posting about his product on forums, tweeting into the void, and barely getting any attention. His motivation started slipping, the familiar feeling of failure creeping in. One night, exhausted and frustrated, he almost shut the site down. But then he remembered something he'd read about Elon Musk: persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. That quote felt personal. Jared decided to give himself one more month to make it work, one more month to give it everything he had. The next day, he spent hours watching tutorials on digital marketing. He learned about SEO, email marketing, and building customer loyalty. He wrote genuine, heartfelt blog posts about his own struggles with motivation, linking them to his product. He started posting on Instagram, sharing quotes and snippets from inspired pages, and connecting with people who resonated with his journey. Sales trickled in. At first, it was just 1 or 2 a week, but those small sales brought Jared new energy and confidence. He responded to each customer personally, even going so far as to write thank you notes to send with each notebook. Slowly, the feedback started to come in. People loved the notebooks, not just because of the quotes, but because they felt connected to Jared's story. His small customer base began sharing their purchases on social media, and before he knew it, Jared had his first viral post. That month, he made over $2,000. He was shocked. He'd never seen that much extra cash before. But instead of splurging, he reinvested every penny into the business, expanding his product line to include planners, journals, and self-care guides. His passion for the product and the dedication to his customers kept him going, even when growth felt slow. Over the next year, Jared's business grew steadily. He'd hit roadblocks, supplier issues, ad campaigns that flopped, days where he questioned if he could keep up the pace. But each challenge taught him something new, and each time, he applied those lessons. Jared learned the importance of budgeting, avoiding debt, and building a reserve fund to cushion future risks. 2 years later, Inspired Pages was making over $100,000 annually. It was surreal. He'd gone from barely scraping by to running a business that supported him. But more than the money, Jared felt pride. He'd built something meaningful. His inbox was filled with messages from customers who shared their own stories of struggle and growth. One night, a close friend asked him how he did it, what secret had led to his success. Jared laughed, realizing there was no secret, just persistence, learning, and the courage to keep going when everything seemed bleak. Today, Jared's story isn't just about the money. It's about transformation, the power of resilience, and believing in yourself enough to bet on your dreams. His success wasn't an accident, it was the result of lessons learned from countless failures and the determination to improve a little every day. Jared often says he's no Elon Musk, but his journey proves that you don't need millions or a perfect plan to create something incredible. Sometimes, you just need that spark, the willingness to start, and the grit to keep going even when success feels far off. As Jared looks back on his journey, he realizes that the real secret isn't about money or business, it's about growth, learning, and the courage to persist through setbacks. And that, he knows, is a lesson worth sharing.